Forsyth Sports Podcast. I'm Anthony Davis.
And I'm Askia Brown.
We're here with Coach Jerome Cannon.
All right. Question number one. What do you think the outcome of the conference will be?
Well, I think you always go into every season, especially with football, with plans on winning the conference championship. So that's our ultimate goal. Our first goal is to make the state playoffs. So in order to do that, we're going to have to finish at least second or third. So, but our goal is to win the conference championship.
The team is on a 2-game winning streak. What has changed?
Well, all the way from even at the end of last year, the guys that worked through the spring and then into the summer, we were working toward this point where things would start coming together and we'd start playing as a team. The conference schedule the purpose of that is always to make sure that you have people in the right positions, that you've got the right personnel on the field, that you know what your people can do, and you always want to play tough competition so that you can test yourself before the conference schedule starts. So part of that is that we're getting it worked out where we've got the people on the field that we want on the field. Part of it is also that we've got some people coming back from injury that are working back into the system, and part of it is also that we're getting a better understanding of what we need to do as coaches to help our players be successful. And the last thing is that the early schedule that we played was against the best competition that we could find, and the last couple of games have been against teams that we match up with probably better because of the size of the school and the number of players on the team and also the 3A level. So that's part of it also.
Who are key players on the team and how do they contribute?
I always hesitate to point out one or two players because to me, in my experience as a coach, the most important players may not always be the one that's on the field. I've had several players throughout my coaching career that made a great effort, and they may have been a special teams player, or they may have been a player that very rarely got to play. I think you have to have everybody on the team has to have a role for that team to be successful. And so, to me, the key player is the team. I mean, that's what we're all working for, not for necessarily what an individual can do or what record a coach has or anything. It's what the team can accomplish together as a group.
How many years do you plan on coaching and teaching at Forsyth?
Well, this is the third school that I've been at, and I never went into a school with the anticipation that I was looking for a job somewhere else. So I've been teaching. This is my 25th year, so I have at least 5 more till I retire. So if that's the way it works out, then I'll be here for 5 more years or 6. If not, we never know what happens tomorrow. But my plans at this point in time are to be here until I retire.
What are your future plans for the team?
Well, you have a set of goals. The first one is that you want to get better every game. The second one is you want to make the playoffs because that really measures the success of the team. And the third one is you want to win championships. My philosophy has always been that ultimately you want the team to be successful. You want to win championships, and that's what we're all working toward. So make the playoffs, win the conference championship, and then see how far we can progress in the playoffs.
How do you and your colleagues work together to help the team?
Well, one of the things that makes this job enjoyable for me is the level, even though it's time consuming, is the level of time that we put into trying to be successful and trying to be competitive against other schools and against other teams. Normally, the staff meets on Sunday to make plans for the coming week, to prepare for practice, and then also to prepare for the games. We then meet before and after practice to make sure that we've got our practice plan in order, and then also we talk on Thursday and then on Friday about what we need to do as far as the game plan is concerned, if there needs to be any changes. We have a new video system this year. It's called Huddle, that can actually be exchanged not only between coaches, but can be exchanged between the coaches and the players. So that, I think that's also been, in terms of technology, been something that has helped us advance too, because as coaches we have access to all the scouting tapes that we have, and the players have that access also.
Besides the championship, what do you want the players to get out of this season?
Well, that from the time, when you're in elementary school and they have you write the paper, what is it you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be a teacher and a coach from the time as far as I can remember. And part of that was because of the competition. Part of that was because of the desire to win and so forth. But as I've matured and over my years as a teacher and a coach, one of the things that has been the biggest blessing to me is seeing former players and former students and come up and talk about different aspects of their lives and what impact being on a team, or what impact being in my class had on their life. So ultimately, I think that in any aspect of life, whether it's a football game or a baseball game or a history class, is that you're making preparations for the future and making preparations to be successful in the future. So I think that's really even more important than wins and losses, is the preparation that we make for life in the future.
After you graduated from North Forsyth, what college did you go to?
I went to UNCC, University of North Carolina at Charlotte, and after I graduated from there, I got married, and then my wife helped me through graduate school at Wingate. It was Wingate College then; it's Wingate University now.
And how were the sports teams when you went to North?
When I was at North, my junior year, we went 7-3, and then made a trip to the playoffs. I can't remember whether, I think it was we lost in the first or second round. My senior year, I think we were 4-6 in football. For as long as I can remember, the basketball team has been very competitive. That was when I was in high school. That was the main sport at North, and the baseball team was always very competitive also. So from remembering back to my time at school, the football games were always exciting because of the crowds and the gatherings after the games and those type of things. But we were more of a basketball school then.
We'll be right back.
Watch the North Forsyth Sports Podcast each week, and we'll be interviewing the two athletes. The athletes will take you behind the scenes of the Viking athletics. There will be a new sports podcast every week. This means new athletes every week. To watch the North Forsyth Podcast, go to youtube.com, NL Sports MKTG. Thanks for watching the North Forsyth Sports Podcast. Views expressed on the podcast reflect the opinions of the host and guests only, and do not necessarily reflect the views of North Forsyth faculty or staff. Make sure you tune into the North Forsyth Sports Podcast every week. You can check out our sports podcast, plus all the latest North Forsyth highlight videos on North Forsyth YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com/NL Sports MKTG.
For the latest news on North Forsyth Sports Marketing, follow us on Twitter at NF Sports MKTG. Thanks again for watching. Drop us a comment and let us know what you think. See you back here next week.